I always view the term stealth camping as a bit of a misnomer for several reasons. One, how can people be stealth camping in a massive mobile home just because it's parked off grid? It's hardly stealthy. And two, it's often just people not parking in a campsite, something that's just a necessity when the campsites close up in winter. When parked up for the night, there's a genuine nervousness among some people, and many sleep with one eye open, awaiting car headlamps, a knock on the window, or Jack the Ripper and the like. Truth be said, I've personally had very few problems over the years, other than the odd toot from passing car drivers just because they think it's funny. Maybe I've just been lucky, I don't know. However, there was one occasion a long time ago that sort of had me spooked a little. I was meant to go walking up in the hills above Nidderdale with my mate Tony. Our wives like us to get out from under their feet from time to time. Unfortunately, at the last minute, he gave me a call to say he had a bit of a dodgy stomach and so wasn't likely to be turning up. I still went and parked up in a little car park we'd used before. I arrived just on dusk and made a meal and a brew before hitting the sack. Whilst I was eating, a few cars came into the car park, spun around and left, mostly young lads. It was soon dark, so I put up my window blinds and sat down to watch a horror movie on my iPad before becoming tired enough to nod off. Suddenly, at around 1 a.m., I was awoken by the sound of a car that had raced into the car park and pulled in beside mine. It went silent for a while, and I popped on my light. Then there was the sound of a door open. Then I heard another slide back. I looked around my van for something big and heavy, just in case you understand, but only had my walking boots, which were not going to be that much use. And then I noticed it. I'd been given an Aztec death whistle some time ago, and it had been rolling round the back of my car for ages. So I listened for when the noises were right outside my van, and after taking a deep breath, gave it one hell of a loud blast. The whistle produced a very loud, blood-curdling scream. Sadly, it seemed that despite his dodgy stomach, Tony had a change of heart and had decided to drive up all the same. His guts, however, had thought very differently, and he was in a desperate state when he shot into the car park. After composing himself, he got out of the car and managed to find toilet paper in the back, but he'd not managed to find his torch. He'd just started to make for some bushes in the dark when his senses were accosted and overwhelmed by a horrible sound. Sadly, he didn't make it. We still laugh about it from time to time. Honest,